It often doesn't happen overnight. It's not some big blowout fight or a dramatic midlife affair. It's slower, subtler, like a dimmer switch being turned down gradually. One day you realize he doesn't reach for your hand anymore. Conversations get shorter. His laughter fades from the room. Many women, especially those over 55, describe this phase as living with a ghost. He's there, physically, but emotionally, you feel like you're sharing a house with a stranger. So what really causes this shift? After 60, a man faces a unique storm. Retirement hits, and with it often goes his sense of usefulness. The kids are gone, the work phone stops ringing, and suddenly he's left staring at the wall wondering, who am I now? A viewer named Janet emailed me last month. She wrote, "My husband retired last year. At first it was fun. We traveled a little. He gardened. But then he got quiet, distant. He watches TV for hours now and barely speaks. I ask what's wrong and he says nothing. But I can feel the weight on him." Janet's not alone. Studies show that up to 45% of retired men experience depressive symptoms within 2 years of leaving the workforce. But here's the thing. Many of them never talk about it. Why? Because they've been taught not to. For decades, these men have been told to be strong, silent, steady. Vulnerability was weakness. Emotion was, well, not for them. So when they start to feel confused, lost, or unworthy, they don't know how to share it. They retreat, not to hurt you, but to protect themselves from shame. In one marriage counseling session I sat in on during my training years ago, the husband, 72 years old, finally broke down and said, "I don't know what to say anymore. I feel like a failure. I can't fix things like I used to. She doesn't need me the same way, and I don't know who I am now." That moment cracked something open, not just for him, but for every couple in that room who realized this wasn't personal, this was generational. So what can we do about it? Let's start with this. Emotional drifting doesn't mean the love is gone. It often means the channels just got clogged. So here are a few things that can help. Encourage him to rediscover passions outside of work and family. Volunteer work, hobbies, mentorship. It's not about staying busy. It's about feeling valuable again. Men who have never been encouraged to talk about feelings are not going to open up over wine and candles. Sometimes it starts with a walk, a question, a memory. Remember when we used to? Small, consistent efforts beat big emotional dumps every time. If he's pulling away, instead of, "Why don't you love me anymore?" try, "I miss you." Is something weighing on you lately? That shift from accusation to invitation can change everything. Relationships in later life require different tools than they did in our 30s. There's more history, more layers, more silence to sit with. But there's also potential for deeper, richer connection, if we're willing to adapt. Remember, drifting is not abandonment. Sometimes it's just a cry for help that doesn't know how to speak. If you've seen this happen in your own life, or watched it unfold in a friend's, drop a comment below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if you're wondering what signs to watch for when a partner is emotionally checking out, go check out our video. Signs: he has lost interest. How to tell if your partner is pulling away. You'll find real insight and practical advice to help you move forward with clarity. There's something we don't talk about enough. Men carry grief too. Not just the kind that comes from death, but from disappointment, failure, regret. And often it lives just under the surface. By the time a man hits 60 or 70, he's collected a lifetime of scars. Some were earned. Some were handed to him. The job he lost and never got over. The child he couldn't reach. The parent he couldn't please. The apology he never gave. I once spoke with a man named Charles, age 67, who told me, "I love my wife, I do. But sometimes I sit across the room from her and feel like she does not even know who I really am. Because I've never let her in that far." Why not? Because somewhere along the way he was taught that sharing pain makes you less of a man. And so he stayed quiet, even as the silence grew louder. Many older men withdraw not because they want to leave the relationship, but because they feel they've already failed at it. They convince themselves, "She deserves better. I'm too far gone. I can't fix this. And rather than confront those feelings, they disappear emotionally, like a retreating tide, slow, steady, painful. But here's the truth. It's never too late to heal. And healing doesn't mean rehashing every mistake. Sometimes it just means showing up again, starting a new chapter, even if the old ones were messy. If you're the partner watching someone drift away, I want to tell you this. You don't have to chase them, but you can reach out. You can hold space. You can invite them back into connection with patience, not pressure. Even a small shift like sharing a memory, a photo, a song can open a door. And if you're the man who's drifting, know that you are not broken beyond repair. You are still wanted. You are still worthy. You are still needed. It takes courage to turn back toward love, but I promise you, it's worth it. Let's open the comments today for stories of reconnection. Have you rebuilt after a season of distance? Or are you in it right now figuring out how to reach each other again? Share below. You never know who your words might help. We talk love, loss, late life reinvention, and everything in between. Thanks for being here. See you in the next one.